With me, Jimmy Pareira, candidate for mayor of Brockton. Jimmy, welcome to Radio Teleplanet Compact. For the first time, I think you visit the studio. You visit also the radio. So, how are you doing so far?
Doing good. Working hard and making sure to keep moving forward. The most important thing is to bring people together here in the city of Brockton.
So we also had our own candidate on the way to become also mayor. Be qualified for November. So. Jim Bradley Dewenoko, and he's the one who immediately when he lost, so you are his candidate now.
Yes, he has endorsed us and has supported us as well, and will be out knocking on doors with us as well, and make sure to spread the word and get there November 5th.
So I have a lot of senior citizens who are listening to the radio in Brockton, a lot of Haitians, so I will translate for them once finish some words, so I don't want them to think, hey, how come the show is only in English and we speak Creole? So I will translate.
Perfectly fine. Thank you.
That's a way to tell you. Excuse me if you see I speak 2 languages at a time.
Oh yeah, so that's good with me. I speak multiple languages. So
tell us a little bit about. Is it Jimmy?
Oui, moi relais Jimmy Pareira.
Jimmy Pareira.
Oui. J'appelle un peu le français.
But not enough.
Yeah, no, a little bit. So I need to practice because I took French 1 and 2. I was going to do honor roll in high school, but I transferred and then I focused on Spanish 1 and 2, and then after that I went and took Arabic at college. So.
Who is Jimmy Pareira?
Yes, no more saying. So I am born and raised in the city of Brockton. My mom came from Cape Verde, April 4th, 1987, and I ran in 2017 against the late Mayor Carpenter. I again was an average student, so as a young child, age of 13, I got into trouble because my mom was working 2-3 jobs, trying to put food on the table, and my father left. He went back to Cape Verde, so she was raising me on her own with my 2 brothers and sisters. But because I ended up in the foster care system, I went to Springfield. There I was able to get a strong support network. I ended up going to a vocational school, which means you focus on learning different skills like carpentry, and I learned sheet metal and welding.
Okay.
But I wanted to pursue a higher learning, so I went to college. There I focused on geography and regional planning. I minored in ethnic and gender studies, so I could look at not just the built environment, like our roads and our parks and our community development, but also the socio-economic disparities like we see in poverty, drug abuse, domestic violence, social issues where, whether it be mental health or things that people may have concern for, and studying all those and how they connect to each other. So I did that for 4 years. I graduated 2013, but from there I went to work for the city of Springfield and helped with designing the streets and the bicycle lanes and pedestrian sidewalks and mobility. So people in wheelchair, we made sure to help the city plan and design how to make it better for the people there. But after that, I wanted to come back home to the city of Brockton, so I've been working, and I own a home now. I bought a home in 2015. I came back to Brockton in 2014 after I finished my job in Springfield. I've been working with the regional planning agency, so it's basically the community planning. I'm a community and transportation planner, and we work with 17 communities, so I've been doing that for over half a decade, more than 5 years. 17 communities from Avon to Plymouth, Easton to Kingston, Brockton included. And also working with the state and federal government. When we receive the dollars, we give it to those communities to make sure that they're focusing on the issues that the people have brought up. So the potholes, the community development, economic development, agricultural and open space planning as well too. So all of that encompasses what we've been doing.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, quittez me c'est traduit pour. Let me translate a little bit fast. I'll make a résumé. So, je parle avec le candidat Jimmy Pareira, c'est candidat pour magistrat de Brockton. Il dit que lui fait, et c'est ici, et dans Brockton que le fait. Les parents sont dans Cape Verde. Cape Verde, c'est en 1987, il fait. Donc, et c'est Mamani exactement qui le veut. Tout effort qu'il fait arriver là, c'est grâce aussi à tout effort qui est déployé par Mamani qui le veut pour contre lui. Et puis, il est dans le collège, des collèges étant, il apprend spécialement géographie et qui est occupé à faire route et puis parc, tout ça. Et toute bagarre qui gagne allusion avec social, c'est ça que il dirige lui. Et puis, en 2013, il travaille pour City Springfield. Et puis, de là étant, il vient acheter un cas en 2015. Et là, il travaille avec on a fait de 17 communautés. Donc, Kounia là, il peut aller pour magistrat ville Brockton. C'est là que le radio a aujourd'hui là pour capable de parler avec vous. So, this is really this is something to talk about, you know, your past. So you accomplished so much in order to get there now. So now you're going to become mayor of Brockton.
God willing.
Talking about you got to face a budget of 400 million plus
exactly.
dollars. So you got to be in charge of it. So what is your goal for the city of Brockton becoming mayor?
Great question. So we want to focus on it's called the multifaceted approach. You focus on more than one thing because the city has a lot of moving pieces. So we know that if we want to bring in economic development, then we have to take care of the homeless situation. We have to take care of the mental health situation. We have to take care of the public safety or the crime situation as well. So we will be focusing on changing.
This is the mental health situation, like, you know, people who dealing with mental health issues.
Exactly. And, you know, all of that is combined. And even with the opioid abuse as well, too, we have to change this epidemic. We have to bring holistic wraparound approach rather than the in and out. Right now we have a shelter on Main Street. I want to work and collaborate with them on relocating and implementing a new form of dealing with the issues at hand. So we would focus on apartment-style complex, single occupancy. So you'll have an apartment, you'll have your bed, and you have a closet for you to secure your belongings. When you go downstairs, there'll be security. There'll be, we'll also want to keep it next to the police station, so there's monitoring going on.
There's also some apartments, and you got a breed or something?
Right. Is that we're going to work with the shelter organization, and we're going to work with different organizations as well to fund, to pool in together the resources, and also again create a strong support network so we can be able to look at how there's overlap, how we work with each other, and how we could address the problem. So you'd have the apartment. Next to the apartment, you'll have, it's like a campus, like a college campus, but for the homeless, so they could focus on how to get better. The cafeteria will not just feed them, but we're going to educate them on how to cook and how to take care of themselves, because food is very important, and you got to be healthy if you want to live long and if you want to live strong.
That's a goal you're having for
exactly right for the homeless, so we could take them off of Main Street and put them somewhere where they could be able to successfully receive the service.
Do they have a lot of homeless?
We have a lot. Yes, we have a big problem. Yeah, big problem with the homeless situation, and you know it's from previous administrations onward. We still haven't found problems. So I want to implement this so we can finally bring a solution to this issue. And then after that, we'll have the classroom area where they'll learn how to save money, learn how to take care of themselves, learn how to stay away from drugs, and get the help that they need to get off of the drugs also. But also learn how to own a home, how to go for rent if you want to rent, how to buy a home if you want to buy, once you get the opportunity to do so. So we look at the short term, mid term, and long term. You got to look at all different approaches.
So to understand a little bit, you were talking about apartment and bed. What is that then?
So basically, it's so right now we have a shelter, right? Right now we have a shelter, and there's beds, but it's open. Like you have a bed here, bed here, bed here.
Okay.
So if I have my stuff. And, it's not safe neither, because if I'm asleep and someone's trying to rob me or touch me in a different way, then, that's harassment. There's, lawsuits that we could have with that as well, too. So there's a bunch of things that we got to make sure that we look at that, will address those situations. So the single beds is basically you have one apartment, you have a building, with each apartment in there and whatnot, with several small apartments. It's like a campus. Like if you go to college, you see the dorms. It's kind of like a dorm. Where you'll have, again, a place for you to sleep at night, it's a closet for you to put your clothes.
Yes.
But, to be a part of this, to live in that apartment, you have to also comply, and you have to participate in the programs or the initiatives that are taking place there, like the workforce readiness, like the substance abuse program. We want to make sure that, you're going to live there, but you're also going to make sure that you get off the drugs. We're going to help you get off the drugs, and we're going to work with all these other organizations and agencies to make sure that we find economic opportunities, so jobs and the services that's already there. We want to make sure that you know where to find it instead of looking around and not being able to have the connections that's necessary.
Well, le candidat Jimmy Pareira, nous connaît que l'amendement des messieurs, donc, qu'on a parlé pour magistrat, et on dit qu'on devient magistrat demain, c'est qui sont comptés fait pour Ville Brockton. Je me suis dit, oui, Ville Brockton, il y a un pile bagage pour le faire. Premièrement, il y a pour travailler avec les gens qui ont un problème mental health, à savoir les gens qui sont malades mentalement, hein, parce que ça sont un problème que lié. Deuxième point, c'est ouais, comment capable de retirer les gens qui ont drogue, viennent jouer un service, pour capable quitter les affaires de drogue là définitivement qui sont un problème parce que mais on l'autre point encore une fois capturer le monde c'est ça les opioïdes là d'ailleurs opioid as a matter of fact is it like mostly young people using it or is it
it's mixture but I've seen really young people use it and it's not looking good
but there's something called vape or something I don't know the name
vaping is a different issue
that's like a lot of teenagers these
right
days.
Yes, exactly, so that is something that is new. So we always want to make sure that when we put in new things, we want to make sure that we're doing the research to make sure that it's not going to bring harm to people. So in my professional field as planners,
I mean, is it legal for vaping?
It's banned for the moment. The governor said that
it's illegal.
Yes, it's illegal for 4 months.
Okay.
So it's
for 4 months.
It's a pause. It's basically
why
a
pause.
For
4 months? Is
because they have to study and make sure to see, is it really effective or what's happening to certify that, and then they'll, come back and then they'll let people know.
Where does it come from? Vaping, because suddenly
vaping is a chemical,
it.
right? So it's a chemical. Basically, what they do is they create the chemical substance. They put it in a cartridge. So they'll have it like this. They'll put it in a container, put it in a cartridge, and then they'll put it into the machine, and then you'll inhale it. So instead of smoking, it's the chemicals of the vapor, right? So it's synthetic. So sometimes when you do that,
do some of them die already?
Some
vaping?
From what I've heard, yes, there's been some incidents.
Yes.
So basically, what happens is you inhale it, and then it'll go into your lungs, and then it can solidify.
Definitely,
it could come back and solidify. So, and it's different. And
so now they've banned it for 4 months now.
They've banned it, and they just started that ban.
What about the opioid? No.
The opioid's separate. This, of course, is a legal drug, and it comes within heroin, fentanyl, and it's trafficked. They don't sell it in the stores. People deal it, in their cars or whatever. But the vaping was something that was created, and people wanted to manufacture it, and it was legal. It's been banned for 4 months until they could find out to make sure that is this really killing people, and what changes can be made, because a lot of businesses, are kind of in trouble.
Translate for my people listening.
Yes, sir. Our people.
Et ça, Jimmy Pareira fait me connaître, on a parlé avec le sujet de opioïdes avec un bagage qui est le vaping. Vaping, c'est un bagage jeunes yo kounya là maintenant bouchou après aller et qui sont un problème qui gagne paquet produits chimiques que les aller qui entraîne encore qui sont un problème. Pour cela, lui-même li quoi kounya et vaping là yo béni à savoir yo stopper li pour affaire de 4 mois en attendant que yo connaît exactement qui problème, qui solution pour capable porter à ça qui fait que kounya li illégal. Donc lui-même l'elle devenu magistrat, il peut travailler aussi pour retirer homeless dans Brockton, à savoir capable pour il demande est-ce que Brockton gagne pile homeless, il dit oui, Brockton gagne pile homeless. Côté on série de caille bâti, a gain appartement, a gain cabane pour capable séparer directement pour mettre moun homeless ça on série de shelter que vous pouvez le mettre pour capable aider et moun qui homeless. Lui aussi comme parler affaire de drogue là tout que la prend ça en considération pour capable retirer moun qui dans drogue pour comment capable bailler au service qui côté service là et côté pour le prendre directement. Et troisième point que m'était abordé avec lui c'est ça le dit dans commencement mental health là moun qui souffre en pile maladie mentale qui cause en pile problème dans famille. Donc on série de points li quoi qui très important là devenu magistrat point ça la chita sous li en pile. And we know Brockton right now we have Cape Verdean, we have Haitians and the rest. I mean, talking about the minorities that really people heard about Cape Verdean and Haitian. How you going to work to unify the whole Brockton?
Good question. So through my profession, so my job now already is to bring people together. As a professional, we work on going out to the community, getting the feedback, and making sure we bring it back to those stakeholders or those that make the decisions to do better. So what I will be doing is making sure that we not just learn about each other's culture, but making sure that we understand each other's culture. We bring people together. I want a multicultural center in the city of Brockton. I want...
Is there one up there, no?
No, there is no multicultural center in the city of Brockton as of now. So we need to change that. We want to make sure we bring people together. When we have festivals, we don't just want the Cape Verdean festival. We don't just want the Puerto Rican festival. We want the multicultural festival. We want to bring all the cultures together. And again, look at each other's culture, understand each other's culture, and enjoy each other's culture. Because I believe, and I say this often, the only difference is a boat stop. When you look at, how we come from the African diaspora, or how we even look at even other cultures as well, we all go through our struggles, and we also persevere and are successful because of our experiences and how we push forward and look at where we are now. You look at the city of Brockton, big Haitian population, big Cape Verdean population, big Latino population, and businesses are thriving in our communities. So we know that, we're paying taxes, we're investing in the city as well, so we should be at the table when it comes to decision making also. And that's what I want to do as mayor, is make sure that everyone has a voice and everyone's concerns are addressed as well in a equal, equitable manner as well. And again, making sure that we have more festivals where we are all together. We need to make sure, that we're able to relate to each other, understand each other, and grow with each other.
Et Jimmy Pareira fait nous connaître, ça qui est important, c'est comme tu dis tout à l'heure, dans la minorité et dans Brockton, il y a deux grosses minorités, deux forces Cape Verdean avec aussi haïtiens. Deux forces, ça, il dit lui-même, là que le magistrat a besoin, il peut mettre sous pied un multicultural center, un centre côté capable essayer de comprendre toute culture et Mounio, c'est à partir de là où capable mettre tête ensemble avec eux, parce que pas oublier Mounio paye taxes dans ville là, ils investi aussi. Donc pour qui ça, pour pas gagner un multiculturel, de quoi pour capable connaître tout, pour nous capable réunir, pour nous connaître un avec l'autre, et à partir de là, même aussi organiser un festival multiculturel en façon pour nous capable qu'on culture dans la communauté. C'est à partir de là, il croit que nous capable understand each other. So littéralement que voix nous toutes passer sous gouvernement. C'est ça que Jimmy Pareira fait nous connaître. And other thing, because we have about 8 minutes to go, and we also have a candidate, but for city council at large, for Brockton, his name is Pierre,
yes.
And we are pushing to make sure, in November he passed the test, and hopefully when he passed the test, and he will be able to work with you as the mayor.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think of Pierre? Do you sit down with him already? You guys work together? How things doing?
Yes. No, I was just with Adias this weekend. Actually, we went to the church, churches in the Christian Life organization. They had a event also. And we will continue to work with each other. We definitely want to make sure that we have the best qualified people at the table. Adias is one of them. He's worked with the sheriff's office. He continues to work there as well. He knows the rules of the game. He's a big advocate as well for the immigrant community also, and he's there on the front lines. So he's definitely someone that I've seen grow and continue to grow, and someone that I think will help Brockton in the long run for certain. So,
but as you know, Jimmy Pareira, you are Cape Verdean.
Yes, Cape Verdean American. Yep,
and American, and he's Asian American. But you also have other city council at large that's Cape Verdean, that's going into the elections November 5th.
Right.
So how do you going to push him to make sure he passed the victory lane November 5th?
I tell every candidate has the responsibility to go out and get their votes. What I tell Adias all the time is to knock on doors. You got to knock on doors.
Oh yes,
and that's something.
He's doing it.
Yes, exactly. So as long as he's
today
doing
at
that,
6 o'clock he has a visibility he has to do today, and plus he has
the
also
debate. Right.
The debate.
There's a debate today, so that's exciting.
He's
the
kind of guy who really push himself hard.
Exactly. I know.
Fundraiser on the 12th.
Yes.
That about Saturday today feasibility, because he was talking to the radio this morning, letting people know to come out.
Right.
So, but on your part as a candidate of mayor, because you need to work with city councillors in order to make your project pass faster and then get better reception to the people. So do you plan to go out with him, do some visibility, or he just has to to do it on his own?
We've already done some visibility with each other, and
okay.
I do it. I do it. I don't say I do it with everybody, but as a candidate, and it's both. It's two sides. You do the visibility, but again, you have as a candidate, you have to go do the work. You have to go out to the people, knock on their doors, because visibility is important. But you need to get their information. You got to get their phone number, their home address, and say, okay, on November 5th, I'm going to call you. Go, if you need a ride, we'll go to you as well too. So, given ideas and given what I want to do for our community is to educate people on how to run for office, how to win elections, because this is something that we immigrated here. My mom immigrated here. Your family immigrated here. Yeah. So this is not to say our system until we learn it as well and we achieve the same successes as those that immigrated here. Because no matter how far back you look. This is an immigrant community. This is an immigrant country. Whether you look at the pilgrims, the churches that came in, the different ethnic backgrounds as well, even those that are born here, also, again, can look back and say, okay, my family came from here, my family came from there. So when we go out and we engage people, it's the same thing where you always want to make sure that you educate the candidates on what it takes to win, and then it's up to them to take it and say, okay, let me go and do it. And Adius is doing it, so I'm confident that if he keeps doing it, he'll be there November 5th with the rest of us.
Donc, on parle avec le sujet de Adius. Puis, comment on est capable d'aider Adius pour passer la ligne victorieuse là, le 5 novembre, il faut connaître que il croit qu'il fait visibilité avec Adius, et la découvrir là pour Adius, ça le frappe n'importe qu'on que Adius fait ça en pile. Adius, on est qui lutte en pile. Bon, nous toujours qu'on programme Adius sur radio, et que comme nous connaissons tous les candidats et Cape Verdien dans la course là tout, ça fait que c'est très important de quoi un monde qui peut voter. Make sure qu'on connaît Adius. T'es fait nous connaître matin. Adius told us this morning that his name will be the last one on the ballot.
On the ballot, right?
Because I know at the beginning he was the first, but now it's different. So to make sure they know it's Adius Pierre. Whoever's listening, please, Adius Pierre, it's our candidate. You can vote for 4 city councillors at large, and you can vote only for 1 mayor.
Exactly.
If you have to vote for a mayor, don't forget, please, Jimmy Pareira.
Thank you.
You cannot miss the name, please.
No.
And we know in Brockton, those two communities, or minorities, are really huge, talking about Cape Verdean and Haiti. If we have those two combined together, I don't think you can lose.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why it's important to register to vote. A couple of things, actually.
Yes.
So my job right now, even as a public servant, is to bring everybody. So the Haitians, the Cape Verdeans, whether it be Caucasians, Irish, Italian, Polish, Lithuanian, everybody deserves a place at the table. And that's why, we haven't been at that table, and that's why, of course, for me, it's important to look at the cultures and look at the people that be to say, you have an opportunity, to come to the table. You have access to the table. I want to be that bridge that's going to bring us all to the table and connect us all, because this election has been very intense, especially when you look at race.
Yes.
And that's why, again, I feel that I'm best for this position because I've studied race. I've studied ethnic and gender studies. I've studied the struggles and lived through the struggles that we've experienced.
Yes.
And know that, everybody's going through some type of struggle. When you look at the homeless situation or the opioid abuse, there's a lot of white families that are affected by this as well too, you see. So we know that poverty and drug epidemic, that doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yes.
You could be a gambler, or alcoholic, or whatever situation, a drug abuser, and your color will not matter. So that's why I focus on making sure that everyone is included. And that's why I work with Edius. That's why I work with Ann Beauregard. I work with Tina Cardoza. I work with people from all different backgrounds and make sure that we are all at the table, because that's the most important piece. But for our community, for our Haitian and Cape Verdean community, we've been left out for far too long. So the time is now for us to come to the table, and I hope November 5th, people vote to make that happen.
You have a great chance to make history.
Yes. We have a great chance. Okay? It's not just me. It's we have to come together.
So the thing we have to do is we have to go out and knock on doors and make sure we get the heart of the people of Brockton and let them know on November 5th is the day that they all have to participate and make their votes count.
Exactly.
And then voting for Jimmy Pareira is the best thing to do.
Thank you.
So I don't know if you have a last thing to say. We have 2 minutes. if you have a last message,
Yeah.
what will it be? Because I know the campaign, how if somebody want to help at the campaign, what do they have to do?
So make sure you're registered to vote. That's one important thing.
Okay, registered to vote. Is there a deadline?
Yes, the deadline is October 15th. And we want to make sure, again, that you're registered and ready to go. So October 15th, make sure you're registered before then, or else you will not be able to vote November 5th. We want to make sure you know how to get in touch with us. You could visit us at www.jimmyforbrockton.com, all words. Jimmy, Jimmy, FOR.
Oh, FOR.
Yes.
Yeah, I just put the letter
4. No, yeah, we do
That's
all the words, yeah.
Okay, Jimmy for Brockton.
Yes, forbrockton.com.
Okay.
You can also reach me at myself, 508-521-9725.
508. Pablo, Jimmy dit ou capable sous besoin ou capable venir dans 508 508
972
972
5.
Let me say it again. 508. What else again?
521.
Oh, 521. I didn't get that one right. 521
9725.
9725. Let me say it now. 508 521 97 25. 508 521 97 25. Ou capable parler online www.jimmyforbrockton JIMMYFORBROCKTON.com. Et puis, vous avez une website. Yeah.
Perfect.
Again, thank you, Mr. Jimmy Pareira, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Très bien.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
Radio Télé Planète Compas